Hello everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be talking about Google Drive and in particular Google Shared Drives. Well, let's go ahead and get started. A question that you may have in your head right now is, what exactly is a Google Shared Drive and how is it differentiated from My Drive? Well, let's see if we can answer that question. A shared drive is a file storage location that exists parallel to your My Drive. You can store files and folders in a shared drive, but anything that is stored in a shared drive is owned by all of the members of the share and not just the originator of the file. We have a technology shared drive, and let's say I put a file in that technology shared drive, but 3 weeks later, I no longer work for the district. Because it's in the shared drive, it's owned by all of the members of the technology department, and they have full ownership rights to that file. So if I were to leave the department or the district, and my account were to get terminated, all my files would still exist. So what are some of the differences between shared drives and My Drives? Let's see if we can answer some frequently asked questions. Question 1. What types of files can you add to shared drives and to My Drive? Well, in My Drive, you can add any type of file. In a shared drive, you can also add any type of file except for Google Map files. Those files aren't allowed in shared drives at the current time. Question 2. Who owns the files and folders in a shared drive? Well, in My Drive, the individual who created the file owns the folder. In a shared drive, the organization owns the file or folder. In other words, all of the members of the shared drive are owners of the files and folders contained within the shared drive. Question 3. Can I move files and folders? In My Drive, the answer is yes, of course you can. In shared drives, the answer is users can only move files in shared drives. Administrators can move files and folders within shared drives. Question 4. Can I sync files to my computer? Well, with My Drive, the answer is absolutely yes. With shared drives, you can with Drive File Stream. So if someone has Drive File Stream, you can absolutely sync files to your computer, but you cannot do so using Google Backup and Sync. So there's one more reason that I'm going to encourage you to begin using Google Drive File Stream if you aren't already doing so. Question 5. How does sharing work? Well, in My Drive, different users might see different files in a folder depending upon their access to the given set of files. In other words, in My Drive, I might have 35 files in one folder, but I might have assigned the ability for another person maybe to only see 1 or 2 of those files, or edit 1 or 2 of those files, but see the rest. In shared drives, all team members, everybody who is part of the team, everybody who's part of that shared drive, can see the entire file set. Now, they may only be able to view the files, they may not be able to edit them depending upon the rights that they've been given, but they can still see that all of those files exist if they're part of the shared team. You can, however, take a file that is in a shared drive and share it out to other users. Question 6. How long do deleted files stay in the trash? Well, in My Drive, any file or folder that you delete remains in the trash until the user, you, selects to delete it forever. Shared drives work a little differently. Each shared drive has its own trash bin. After 30 days, files and folders that are in the trash are deleted forever automatically. Members, however, of the shared drive can go in and delete specific files sooner than 30 days. And question number 7, can I restore files? Well, in My Drive, of course, yes. If you created the file, you can absolutely restore it. In shared drives, You can restore the file if you have manager, content manager, or contributor access to that file. If you're just a viewer or a commenter to that file, the answer is no, you can't restore that file. Well, let's go ahead and turn our attention to creating a Google Shared Drive. The first thing you need to do is log into your Google account. So open up a browser window and browse to drive.google.com and log in. Okay, here I am in my Google Drive. Now I'm going to go over and click on the Shared Drive link on the left-hand side. Right now, as you can see, this user does not have any shared drives accessible to him. So to create a shared drive, all you have to do is click on the button that says Create a Shared Drive, or you can go over to the New button in the upper left-hand corner and click on that button. When the new shared drive window opens, you simply have to name your new shared drive. And then click on the Create button once you're ready. At this point in time, you look up here in the upper left-hand corner and you're going to see the drive that you just created, noticing that there's one person who is a member of that drive. And of course, that person is going to be you because you just created that drive. At this point in time, you can place any files and folders that you want to in your shared drive. I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder. I can either right-click in any of the white space here and select New Folder, or I can select the New button in the upper left-hand corner and then name the folder and click the Create button. As you can see, I'm in that technology shared drive that I just created, and I've now created a folder in the root of that shared drive. Well, shared drives are supposed to be used by multiple people. So let's add a couple of people to our shared drive. To do that, click on the drop-down arrow at the top and select Manage Members. Or you can select the Manage Members link on the right-hand side next to the name of your shared drive. You can add people or groups to your shared drive. Simply start typing the person's name, and when it pops up, click on it. You can add more than one person by continuing to type another person's name. Once you have added the number of people that you want to add to your shared drive, you need to look over here on the right-hand side of this window because now it's time to set the permissions for these individuals who are going to be members of the team. Click on the drop-down arrow, and then you can select any of the permissions that are available here in this pop-up window. Viewers simply have the ability to view files. Commenters can view and comment on files. Now, they can't edit the files, they can only add comments to them. Contributors can add and edit files to the share, along with view and comment on the documents. Content managers can add, edit, move, delete, comment, and view the files that are contained within the share. Managers can do all of those things, plus they get to manage the content, the people, and the settings that are contained in the share drive. Well, maybe I want these two individuals to only be contributors. I don't necessarily want them to be able to move or delete any files. If the Notify People checkbox is checked, then an email will be sent to the individuals that you have listed above once you click the Send button. Oh, and by the way, you can add a person's outside email address if they have a Gmail, and they can then be part of the team or the share. You can also type a message here welcoming them to the share or telling them anything that you feel you need to tell them. Once you're through with all of that information, you can click on the Send button, and an email will be sent to these individuals letting them know they are now part of this share drive. If you have included anyone who is outside of the organization, in our case, Heartland Schools, you will get a pop-up message that indicates you are inviting someone who is outside of the organization to be part of this shared drive. Then you can choose to cancel or share anyway. Clearly, I intended to do this, so I'm going to click on Share Anyway. Now, all 4 people that are associated with this shared drive have rights to see every file that goes into this share. I highly recommend that you develop some kind of a file structure for the shared drive and that you encourage all members of the share to participate in that file structure. It would be great if you could keep everyone from having anything in the root of your shared drive, and then everything is housed in folders and nice, neat, and organized for all the members of the share. To create a new file, I'm going to simply right-click and select the file type that I'm going to want to create. If I click the More button, I do have more options aside from the ones that are just listed there, Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides. I can create forms, drawings, maps, sites, and so forth. I can also upload files to the share or upload folders to the share. Just for fun, I'll go ahead and create a quick Google Doc. And once it's saved to the drive, I can close it and you can see that here it is. I've already broken my rule, and you can see that this file is stored outside of a folder, so I'm going to click on that file and drag it up into that folder just to keep it organized. Now, if you're interested in creating files and folders and uploading files and folders to shared drives and keeping things organized in shared drives, make sure that you check out the other videos that are in the Google Drive series that we've created, because there is information there that can help you in keeping your drive organized and creating files and folders, uploading files and folders, and so forth. If I wanted to share that file that I've just created called Darth's Test, I simply have to right-click on it and select Share. Notice that it's already shared with the individuals that are part of this shared drive. At the bottom of the Share window, you can get the Share link and share this with additional people if you want to. For example, you could have a shared drive that's created within a 4th grade pod, for example, of teachers in one particular building, and you can have field trip notifications and other items that are in here, and then you can take and grab the link for those items, making sure that it's shared to anyone with a link, and then you can send that link out to a group of parents via email. If I wanted to share this document with one additional person that's either inside or outside of the organization, I just simply click on the Share button, and I can add that person by typing in their email address or by searching for their name if they're within my organization. Again, I would select this drop-down and set the permissions accordingly. I can choose to notify them or not notify them, and then I can click Share, and then that person will have access to this file. Again, I will receive a notification indicating that the person is outside of the organization if that is indeed the case, and then I can choose to cancel or share anyway. I do want to point out that while you can share individual files within a shared drive, you cannot share an entire folder from within a shared drive. This is prohibited by Google. If I try to right-click on this test folder that I've created, notice that I cannot select the Share button. If I try to select Get Shareable Link and try to change the permissions to anyone at my domain or anyone with the link, I'll get a pop-up message that states sharing folders that are inside a shared drive is not supported. The only people that have access to an entire folder are the people that are members of the share. I think there's a lot of power in using shared drives, and I hope that you'll give some thought as to how you may be able to make the best use out of Google Shared Drives. And that's about all I have for this video. I hope that it was helpful, and I hope that you have a great day.